Hello, my name is John Haschak, and I'm a candidate for the 3rd District Supervisor seat. I want to talk to you about why I'm running for the 3rd District Supervisor seat and go over some of the issues that I have, and then you'll have a better sense of who I am as a candidate and a person. I have always had a passion for advocating for others, seeking justice, and working towards a better world. I have been a teacher, a Peace Corps volunteer, and I've worked with migrant farm workers. Currently, I am the Vice Chair of the California Teachers Association Budget Committee for the entire state of California. My responsibilities include developing, balancing, and then passing the more than $200 million annual budget, and I have achieved that each year. So I have been elected to this statewide position annually, and my 7-year tenure as the vice chair is the longest tenure in the history of the 154-year history of the California Teachers Association, so I'm very proud of that. I've been on the budget committee for 12 years. As your supervisor, I will ensure that our taxpayer dollars are wisely spent. I have that history, the knowledge of how to use budget money, and that's my commitment to the people of the 3rd District. There is something else I'd like you to know. I'm a founding member of the Green Caucus for the California Teachers Association, and I have moved CTA to fight for cleaner, healthier communities and fight for environmental justice statewide. A small committed group of us got the CTA to eliminate plastic bottled water at all CTA functions, and that is a lot of water bottles that won't be going into our landfills. I have also been the president of my local teachers association for 16 years, where I'm the spokesperson for all teachers, counselors, psychologists, nurses in our district. I have fought for respectable salaries and benefits for our members. I have been elected every 2 years, and I take pride in improving learning and working conditions, standing up for clean water in our schools, pesticide-free playgrounds, and curriculum that doesn't just teach to a standardized test, but rather includes art and music, because that's what our kids need. Advocating for all our members, students, and community has been my passion. As your supervisor, I will be a strong advocate for all of us. Now, some of the issues that are critical in our district right now, I believe, are the economy, emergency preparedness, and the budget. Looking at each one of those briefly, I just say with the economy, we're in a time of real transition. We've got the bypass that's affecting business. We've got the cannabis legalization, which is affecting the price and ability for people to make livings. So we must attract sustainable businesses and job creation that fit our environment and provide goods and services that we need and benefit the economy overall. One part of this is creating a career and technical education program. They've been doing it in Sonoma County, that the supervisors, when Senator Mike McGuire, our state senator, was a supervisor in Sonoma County, he created a program by collaborating with the private industry, with the schools and colleges, and with the Board of Supervisors, and they created this Career and Technical Education Foundation. It has 98 different programs there, from viticulture to hospitality to plumbing to solar cars to electric vehicles to mental health and nursing programs that the hospitals need. We need a lot of those programs here. We've got a nursing program at the college that is on a lottery system because they don't have enough spaces for all the people who want that. When I go up to Laytonville, I hear about people wanting to get the licensing up there for childcare, because that's a big issue. So we have a lot of career and technical education opportunities, and I think that anyone who wants that should be able to get it, and I'm ready to work for that. As far as emergency, well, there's other issues along with the economy about getting broadband, working on our infrastructure, creating cannabis rules and regulations that aren't punitive, but rather help people come into the light of the legal market now, and make it as easy as possible for them to come into the legal market, because we need to reduce the regulations and the fees that are hampering some of that. When we only have 1% of the people coming into the compliance with the regulations and ordinances, then that's a problem. So we need to do a lot better on that, and my platform is specific on what I will do with the cannabis. It would be to eliminate the county's track and trace program, since it duplicates the state's track and trace program, stop the over-documentation of program participants, work with our state legislators to reduce the Water Quality Board Tier 1 fees, and support the fees based on what is sold, not what is grown. I also support the inclusion in the Williamson Act of buildings used for cannabis processing. So those are just a few things that would help our economy get going. We certainly need the broadband, and we need to look at diversifying our economy in this day and age. With the emergency preparedness, I certainly think that we need to have a complete review of all the systems of emergency alert and preparedness that the county has, because we had we had things go right, but we also had some issues with the Redwood fire, and we need to make sure that we are best prepared as possible in the event of a future catastrophic event like that. I'm also a big proponent of the second access route out of Brook Trails, and I am totally committed to it. Each and every member of the Brook Trails Township Board has endorsed my candidacy because of my commitment to creating a second access route out of Brook Trails. Our next supervisor has to be a tenacious supporter of this project, which hasn't happened in the past. And I applaud the Brook Trails Board for looking at all options to get the process back on track again. Together, we can make it happen. As far as the environment, our mountains, forests, open spaces, rivers, streams, local fisheries are vital to what make this a special place to live. I think most all of us have come to Mendocino County because we appreciate what we have here, and we must continue to protect them from irresponsible development and unreasonable exploitation. Our visitor base is a large part of our economic well-being in Mendocino County. I think that protecting the natural beauty of this place enhances that experience and leads to more tax dollars coming into the county. We've also had experiences in our county dealing with the environment that I don't think the supervisors have handled properly. We have the hack and squirt, the Measure V issue, which got sent out to the state attorney general to opine on, and it's been sitting there for a long time. I've read that the letter that the county council sent to the state, and it looks like there's points on both sides, and I think that if I were the supervisor, I would certainly be on the phone every Monday morning trying to get an opinion from them so we can move forward with this. And lacking an opinion, I think that we should probably just move forward with the implementation of Measure V, the hack and squirt. The Grist Creek is another example of showing that the supervisors weren't listening to what the people were saying, especially the neighbors out there, and they didn't go through the proper environmental review process, and so they ended up getting sued on it. The county had to pay the attorney fees for the Friends of Outlet Creek, and it cost the county $240,000. And then on top of that, Grist Creek Industries got sued for a couple $1 million, which they just lost. And so it's just irresponsible of the Board of Supervisors to not do the proper environmental reviews on such a thing, to such a industry, to protect the neighbors, and subsequently we lost a lot of tax dollars on that. For me, that's not the way to do business. Another issue that we have is that certainly there are lots of issues, but one issue is the budget, and the supervisors in December gave themselves a 40% raise. For me, it was shocking, and as I go around the 3rd District, people are very upset about that. I understand that they haven't gotten a raise in a while, and they took that cut along with the county employees 8 or 9 years ago. But to give themselves a 40% raise, which puts them way ahead of where the county workers are, and is not right. I've been fighting this, what I see in the school district even, where the superintendent in the district office gets higher raises than the teachers, the people who are actually doing the work, that are working with our kids, and that's not right. And I don't think it's right for the supervisors to take this huge increase when we have issues in our county of attracting and retaining real quality employees. And so what happens is people are leaving Mendocino County after they get trained to go to Sonoma County or neighboring counties where they can make more money. We need to look at that first. And as a leader, I think that you don't take the first cut of the pie. You make sure that everyone is taken care of. You make sure that our county is on a firm basis, that our employees are treated well, that we are not deficit spending, and before you consider any kind of raise, but certainly in a 40% is just outrageous. And to do all that while we are deficit spending is just not appropriate at all. So if you want to have any more information about my candidacy, you can go to my website, haschakforsupervisor.org. I've got my platform on there, what I stand for as far as the Old Howard Hospital, mental health facilities, and so forth. There's lots of issues on there that we've tried to deal with and put out our statements about what I would stand for if I were elected, what my thought process would be if I'm elected as your supervisor. So in closing, I'd like to say advocacy, experience, and integrity are what I have stood for throughout my life. I have a passion for advocating for others and will continue to do so wherever and with whomever it is needed. I have the experience to deal with large budgets and make sure that the tax dollars are being spent effectively, appropriately, and fairly. No more of these huge raises for those at the top. I will call for a revote on this issue and will not take that 40% raise. When the county is deficit spending, this is not sound fiscal policy or management. I have a long history of standing up for others, speaking truth to power, and I believe that I have a reputation for integrity. That is why I have been endorsed by my principal, my superintendent, the past county superintendent, the current state superintendent of schools. I've been endorsed by the past board president and trustees of the school board, Madge Strong, the mayor of Willits, Ron Orenstein on the Willits City Council, all 5 of the Brook Trails board, township board of directors, and many individuals representing a full spectrum of our district. I have been endorsed by the Mendocino County Democratic Party, the Inland Mendocino Democratic Club, the North Bay Labor Council, SEIU 1021, which represents the county workers. I've been endorsed by SEIU 2015, which are the in-home healthcare workers, Operating Engineers Local 3, and many others throughout Laytonville, Covelo, and Willits. So with your support, we can build the stronger communities together. I ask for your support and vote. I'm John Haschak. I'm asking for your vote. John Haschak for 3rd District Supervisor on June 5th. Thank you.